What's going on, everyone? How y'all doing today? Kayuchiya here, coming with another scary reaction video. And for today's scary reaction video, we are going to be watching none other than Chill's scary videos. Now, I know it's been a while since I've actually done some of these scary reaction videos and stuff like that. It's because of the fact that there's just been stuff that has been going on lately, and I've been trying my best to be able to go ahead and focus on that. And I know that I haven't been doing my videos and stuff like that lately, but with all that being said, I want to go ahead and get back into the swing of things with YouTube, and also being able to go ahead and upload for you guys each and every day, or at least trying to go ahead and upload videos each week, so then that way you guys can be able to have some content coming your way from me specifically. So if you guys want to go ahead and watch this original video, I'll put a link in the description down below so you guys can be able to go ahead and watch the video yourselves. Also, don't forget to leave a like on this video, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more, because YouTube tells me that there's actually a 97% of people that are not subscribed to my channel. So let's go ahead and change that and go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because it really helps out and supports the channel a lot, and it tells me that you guys really love the content that I create. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Alright guys, so like I said, let's get into today's video. And from the title of the video is going to be 5 scary videos you will regret watching. Now, I don't know how scary this video is going to be, but hopefully it will go ahead and scare the pants off of us. And not only that, after this video we can be able to go ahead and watch Nuke's Top 5. Now, I know for a fact that Nuke's Top 5 has actually released 2 new videos, so things should be getting pretty spicy from here on out. Like I said before, there's just been some stuff that I've been trying to go ahead and focus on, as far as, you know, trying to go ahead and get my driver's license, and there's also a big announcement that will be coming later on. I just won't talk about that yet, but let's go ahead and get into today's video, and let's see how scared we can get.
These are the types of creepy videos that left people never feeling the same again. Number 5. I covered Peggy the Headache doll a while ago, but she is up to new antics at a different location that's really creepy. This cursed doll, believed to be possessed by the angry spirit of a girl who lost her life during the 1930s, does not appreciate being gawked at by visitors for money, as this CCTV video shows. Peggy squares up with a random woman as soon as she enters the exhibit. It looks like the woman could have tripped, but look closer. There's no step, nothing to trip over. The floor is even. Her feet are firmly planted on the floor. She goes to lean on the doorway, and one hand flies up to her chest, the other grabbing the wall to keep from getting shoved over. Shoving is just one of the many reasons why Peggy can never stay housed in one place for long. Her previous owner, a famous paranormal investigator named Jane Harris, shipped the doll all the way from the UK to America because she feared for her life. The doll has been known to cause migraines, heart problems, and lifelong problems in otherwise healthy people. And in case you were wondering, yes, just looking at her on video is enough to bring a lifetime of bad luck. Peggy now resides in Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum in Clark County, Nevada, a place where visitors already expect to be cursed and paranormally pestered anyway. So in this regard, she actually fits right in with the other haunted artifacts. It's not uncommon for the more sensitive of visitors to pass out. This woman drops face first to the ground in front of a wall of cursed items, so it's hard to say which one in particular got to her. It's also possible that she psyched herself out and passed out from fear, but as a concerned crowd gathers around her, Zach Bagans notices a mysterious white light fly away like a ghost in retreat. I personally suspect it could be a bug and a coincidence. So much weird behavior happens here that I suspect visitors really are being influenced by the abundance of paranormal energy around them. Not too long after the woman passes out, a second man abruptly stiffens up and stares down an employee who is dressed as a clown. She does absolutely nothing to provoke him, but he towers over her for no reason at all, as if he's being possessed. Maybe something evil in the room was stirring them all up. Number 4. Connor is an urban explorer from the UK who has been making urbex videos for over 3 years and has had his share of eerie encounters. The Explorer Returns is the name of his channel, and on it are 2 places in particular that I bet he wished he never stepped foot in. One of them is the Merrick Park Nursing Home. Shut down in 2014, the nursing home became the center of controversy after 2 residents lost their lives due to neglect. An investigation revealed the elderly were being fed medication that was out of date and didn't work. They were also helplessly exposed in cold water baths for prolonged periods of time, and other mistreatments that no one should have to endure. It's pitch black outside when Connor and his friend Daniel find the place, and the inside is just as dark. His flashlight combs across room after room filled with flowers sent by family members who had no idea what miserable conditions their loved ones were being kept in. The doors still have names on them, and the residents seem to respond to having their name read aloud. Connor enters one room, and a feeling of intense unease makes him let out an involuntary moan. A woman's laughter comes from the corner of the room by a pile of her former possessions that are no doubt teeming with energy from her passing. Like I said before, it's only Connor and Daniel, so they shouldn't be hearing any other voices, let alone a laugh like this one. At any rate, the spirits seem relatively friendly until they make a mistake at 2 minutes and 19 seconds by wiping some leaves off of these 2 names with their shoe. They meant no disrespect by the gesture, just the opposite actually, but stepping on the names of those who have passed in their own home is bound not to go over well. After all, these spirits have already experienced enough mistreatment when they were still alive. Connor steps at the doorway of a laundry room lined with someone's clothes. He doesn't notice the arm of the shirt sleeve move on its own. It's probably just a draft from the open window now that I look closer at it, but that still doesn't explain the angry eyes peering at him from within. They somehow miss this and instead focus on something upstairs. The power is off, and yet a strange chime takes them up a floor. The tension grows as they track it from room to room until the source is only a few feet away. They find a motion sensor that stays on for as long as the door remains open. However, it wasn't going off until recently, so that means the door must have just opened when no one was on that floor. It's weird, but they're more relieved it's not an alarm, so they press on to the 3rd floor. Holes in the roof have left some rooms filled with leaves and open to the elements. They don't find much up here, and when they are ready to leave, their suspicions about opening doors are confirmed.
Nothing, just empty, just rooms. I told you.
The door that they had clearly left open at 12 minutes and 50 seconds is now mysteriously closed. Either it has shut on its own, which is certainly possible because it's pretty thin and lightweight, or else something closed it besides them. As they are leaving the Merrick Park Nursing Home, the camera picks up a final occurrence. Listen. The craziest of all, though, has to be when Connor explores an abandoned asylum at 1 a.m. Through the woods and under a gate lies the hapless estate, where many were held their entire lives. It takes Connor 8 minutes just to find an unboarded window, and by then he is almost too fearful to venture inside. Aside from the paranormal, this looks to be a possible hangout for tough locals as well. The inside is completely and unnaturally silent. The house doesn't creak, crack, or settle at all. Connor keeps hearing things that don't register up on camera, and he suspects that something is in the large room with him. He sets up a K2 meter to detect electromagnetic energy but finds none. He talks out loud to a spirit who apparently isn't there, then gets moving again. Or maybe the spirit was listening close by all along.
Let's go upstairs.
When he goes into the next room, he catches on camera a fleeting glimpse of a tall shadow at 12 minutes and 15 seconds. He doesn't see the Shadow Man in real life, but his equipment certainly does. It's not graffiti either, if that's what you were thinking, because when he comes back downstairs and turns at 17 minutes 4 seconds, the wall it was standing against is clean. It's nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, the room where Connor left his K2 meter suddenly experiences odd activity as a mysterious white light slowly grows into a beam for a full minute, from 15 minutes and 15 seconds to 16 minutes and 15 seconds, and then fades away. He goes back to the K2 meter and runs some more experiments. None of his questions get any answers, and it doesn't seem interested in communicating with him at all, or at least not as much as it wants to from a distance. He sets up the K2 meter in another room and decides if this doesn't work, then he will end the investigation. He doesn't know that he has already caught both a shadow figure and a mysterious white light on tape already, and is growing somewhat frustrated. Just when he is ready to give up, the Shadow Man returns. And as he quivers in the cold, he fails to miss two eyes looking at him from the doorway where the footsteps just were. The K2 meter still hasn't gone off, but that's because it's not in the room with him. It's clearly waiting just outside.
I'm done. I'm so done.
Upon announcing that this investigation is over, the Shadow Man takes it upon himself to walk into the same room and make itself known.
Holy.
Wow, so basically those first two portions of the video were actually very interesting before I get things started and everything. But oh my god, that was just terrifying. I mean, the number 5 spot wasn't all that creepy, but why in the world would you go ahead and make yourself like a haunted museum in a sense, like in the middle of town and everything? That really makes no sense to me, but you know, to each his own and everything. But personally, for me, I wouldn't be stepping foot in that place, you know, because if people are gonna be falling over, getting possessed, and then staring other people down, like, no, that's just something that I'm not gonna be stepping foot into. And not only that, you know, number 4 with you know, the manifestation of that shadow figure, you know, actually appearing on camera but not in like visual person view, that was creepy too. Like at first I didn't even notice it until, you know, Chills actually pointed it out, and that still terrified me. And then not only that, you know, another portion of the video, like where the you know, the footsteps and the thud and everything. I mean, that was just all creepy all the way around. But let's just go ahead and get back into the video.
Number 3. Dwayne Ragland of New Orleans, Louisiana, is the extra friendly host of the Paranormal Encrypted's channel on YouTube. He seems to almost always be in a good mood and isn't afraid to joke around with friendly spirits and talk trash to unfriendly ones. He knows just what to say to rile them up and then gets them back under control. Take this exploration of a local New Orleans church, for example. The place is in the early stages of collapse and rotten down to the foundation. Ceiling rafters with loose nails hang low. I'd say in another year, any supernatural entities inhabiting this area won't have a place left to haunt. His two friends, Alan and Rosie, have been here once before and know exactly where to look. There's a back room where they heard a demon growl before, so that's where Dwayne begins his journey. He doesn't see anything, but I do.
I'll find a place to set up a live stream or do a spirit box.
We're back. We can communicate.
Wow, no season.
It's a demonic little figure with a tuft of black hair, swaddled in brown robes, that dips in and out of the shadows. When they go back into the main room, Alan has a camera malfunction.
My camera just shut off.
I believe it.
Brand new battery. I know, we charged them all. And my battery's brand new right now.
Huh.
They decide this is as good a spot as any to set up the spirit box, and it seems their instincts were entirely accurate. Dwayne gets an answer on the first try.
Does anybody want to talk?
Soon a woman steps forward to chat, but right before he can get her name,
Anybody want to talk? Hi. What's your name?
something else interrupts her. A presence named Pete who doesn't want anything to do with them.
Anybody want help?
And whose disagreeable attitude seems to persuade the other one to follow suit.
Hello, y'all want to play? You know? Are you scared?
Listen to what happens when Dwayne asks the spirit if they're mad. Don't listen to the spirit box. Listen to the background.
Are you mad? Kinda.
Two voices talk to Dwayne the whole time. Pete and the girl with no name. Dwayne gets them riled up for a few minutes, encouraging them to taunt him more and more. He's talking about how he hopes he doesn't step on a nail, when finally the spirits have had enough and decide to send him to the floor.
If I get her to step on a nail, might could possibly lose a foot or a leg. Whoa. He had a floor give.
Pete says break, break moments before the floor gives way, and when Dwayne gets up, the man and woman mock his shortness of breath.
Alright. Bro, I'm getting attacked.
You okay?
So he's either continuing to get messed up by ghostly presences here, or else he stood up too fast and is getting a head rush.
My head feels like a million needles sticking in it, all in my forehead. I ain't leaving. Damon, why don't you... No. I just got pushed.
Shortly after he gets pushed, his dog senses something and cowers behind Rosie, clearly ready to leave. They decide to leave before it brings the whole building down on them, and go over to the graveyard nearby. Pete follows and lets Dwayne know it's not over yet.
Oh, hi. Yeah. Alan and Rosie... bruh. I ain't never come so close to falling so many times just in a few minutes.
A few minutes later, they all agree it's time to go. It's the right decision in my opinion. Number 2. Shadow Hunters Paranormal Investigations, led by Nick Sarlo, is an underground society with 15 years of experience hunting spirits in and around Lake County, Illinois. Nick had his first paranormal experience at the age of 17 and formed the Shadow Hunters as a way to better understand it. Don't fear what you can't see is their motto. On October 11th, 2016, the Shadow Hunters took to the Pollock Hospital in Bartonville, a medical building with no terrible stories of neglectful management to speak of for a pleasant change. The patients were actually given the best treatments available, and somehow that's what makes its history even sadder. You see, even though the nurses were doing all they could, the hospital was built in 1949. The sheer number of patients who lost their lives in pure misery virtually guaranteed the building would be haunted forevermore. No less than 4 cemeteries now surround the property. That's how many lives were lost. The hospital shuttered its doors in 1973, but some supernatural odds and ends are said to still roam the hospital halls, unaware that their allotted time on Earth expired long ago. The Shadow Hunters now hope to respectfully document their presence. Nick and his team head to a section of the women's ward where patients with no chance of surviving were sent to pass. In this room is a ghost with a penchant for grabbing men, so they set up motion sensors and line up 2 volunteers. It isn't long before Nick is having trouble finishing his sentence because of how he is being handled.
I'm not kidding me. Or I'm not kidding.
What?
She's touching my...
The K2 meter does detect electromagnetic activity. When Terry holds it to where Nick says that he is being grabbed, it could be simply detecting the electromagnetic activity of a cell phone in his pocket, if he has one. But at the same time, it does back up his claims that a ghost is near. Also, look what happens when Nick wants to show if anyone else is in the room with them.
I did.
Hey.
Did that just start?
No, that started moving.
Holy guacamole burgers. And now you're setting off my detector.
A big wooden spool rolls towards Nick with a forward momentum generated from nowhere. The K2 meter lights up excitedly as Nick steps back, proof to them that the ghost is near. Later that day, they leave to explore the nearby 4 cemeteries, but not before setting up cameras around the Pollock Hospital first, and wait until you see what happens around this area. They claim nobody was down there, and yet something definitely was messing with the camera, ghost or otherwise. The next night, they get a spirit to spin atop for exactly 20 seconds before it turns over. A rocking chair moves by itself despite the fact that Terry's arms are crossed, Nick's hands are in his lap, and their feet are too far away. I suppose a third investigator could be laying on the floor to create this illusion, so it's too bad we never get to see all of the rocking chair to make sure. Anyway, after catching so many paranormal events on camera, it should come as no surprise that Nick's home has inevitably become haunted over the years. Something lurks in the surrounding woods too, something that makes people feel sick and watched at the same time. A shadow figure that they have taken a picture of once before and hope to capture on video tonight for better evidence. On November 9th, 2019, they decide to confront it once and for all. They return to the same area of the woods and detect nothing, so then they sit at the playground at the outskirts of the woods and wait. A strange feeling soon washes over them and they know it's near. They play back digital voice recordings of themselves and hear something that does not belong.
There are cars going by. The playground is where the shadow figure...
Okay, that was not good.
They think it says fire, but I hear a girl whisper, "Find me." Then it says exactly where to look. Right about when this happens, the faintest of shadows passes by Ashley's camera, a brief change in the light. That's almost imperceptible unless you already know where to look. Don't be disappointed if you still can't see it. In fact, consider yourself lucky. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because I upload 4 new scary videos every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1. This channel has been getting really popular with the Spanish-speaking YouTube community, and due to that popularity, I decided to analyze it. Specifically, one picture that I came across that I'll get to in just a moment. Bob is a man who operates a YouTube channel and declared years ago that he's possessed by a spirit. According to him, the spirit's ultimate goal is to destroy him, and there's nothing he can do to save himself, since it's all caused by powers beyond his control. Anyway, this picture has recently made rounds online in the Spanish-speaking YouTube community. In it, there appears to be a hand that sticks out the back of his SUV and seems to be reaching out for help, possibly trying to get the attention of the car behind them. Meanwhile, Bob stares at the camera with a dazed and perhaps slightly angry expression, though it's hard to tell what kind of mood he's in, to be honest. I went to his channel hoping to find the original thumbnail image for comparison purposes, but I was unable to find it. A quick look at his YouTube channel reveals that a lot of his thumbnails are car selfies, and none of them have a hand in the background. So my guess is that someone took a still frame from one of his videos and just photoshopped the hand in. And if we enhance it, the outline of the hand looks kind of wrong, like it was cut and pasted into the shot. So in conclusion, I don't think he's driving around with anything like that in the back seat. Nothing can prepare you for these scary videos. You are either already brave enough to handle it, or do you not have what it takes?
That video was very interesting and long, but just to go ahead and recap, just real quick, well, not recap, but on the third little scene, it was kind of like, wasn't that really scary and everything. Number 4, it was a lot more interesting and scary at the fact too, and of course number 5, that one just didn't really make that much sense to me at all. Especially because there wasn't that much stuff to go ahead and actually just follow up on, to actually get like a lot of proof to actually say that this person could be probably under the influence of actually getting possessed or scared and stuff like that, or probably an apparition that wants to go ahead and kill him. Number 4, it was kind of more of just like the sinister type look in a sense, because of the fact that they've been there like twice, I believe, because of the fact that they've had so many different apparitions and spirit boxes go ahead and actually get feedback, and it was very creepy nonetheless. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I did. And if you guys do enjoy the content that I create, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because YouTube tells me that there's actually 97% of people that are actually not subscribed to the channel. So if you guys want to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, it really helps out a lot. And let's actually change that, because the thing is that if you guys really do love the content that I create, go ahead and subscribe. I mean, it's totally free to you guys and there's no charge, but it really supports the channel out a lot. Also, don't forget to leave a like on this video and comment down below what you guys think is your guys' portion of the video that was actually interesting to you. And also let me know as well. And don't forget to share this video with your friends, because if they love scary videos as much as I do, they'll get a kick out of these videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.